My friends, let us start with the first session, sampling techniques, scales, and scaling. Let us see what we plan to cover, what are the outlines of this session. Concept of sampling, I will be telling you what is the meaning of sampling and related terms. Then what are different types of sampling, it will be very interesting. And then what are different types of scales for measurement, what is the meaning of scale, and again, what are different types of scales. And then the last aspect will be the scaling, or the meaning of scaling, and what are different types of scaling techniques. So sampling, scales, and scaling. So these are the three things I will be covering in this session. Okay, so coming to sampling. Sampling, my friends, as I told you yesterday also, we had discussion that during research, especially during experimental research, we can manipulate one variable that is independent variable, and then we can see the effect on the dependent variable. So yesterday I was giving an example that you can manipulate the amount of water to be given to a plant, and then you can see the effect on the plant growth. So this was one of the example I was giving. Now, my friends, whenever you will be doing the research, you will have to measure the variable. See, for example, dependent variable, you will have to measure the dependent variable. For example, plant growth. So how you will be measuring the plant growth? Similarly, if you want to train the students, train a group of students, and based on that, the performance of a student will change. So you need to measure the performance of the student. How you will measure the performance of the student? So all these things are very, very important. So one thing is, so for that you will be using scales. Okay, so for measurement, so to check the level, to measure the variable, you will be using the scales. So that portion I will be covering. And scaling is an extension of scale. Okay, well, you have a format of the scale, so that is scaling. And sampling, I hope now you are clear that you want to collect information from a group of people, but that group may be very large. So that so it will be very difficult. It will be time consuming to collect information from a large group. So you have a smaller group out of that larger group. So that smaller group is called sample. So let us focus first of all more on sample and sampling. Then we will come to scales and scaling. So sampling, only 3 or 4 terms I will be telling you. See, although I hope, because we have already covered that during the last 2 days, but again, let me repeat. Population is a large group to which the researcher wants to generalize. So it's a population can be large group. Maybe if you take all the students of all the engineering college students in a particular state, so that can be population, large population. Okay, so or you can it is not only limited to persons. It can be also related to some object. It can also be related to some organization, some institutes. Say, for example, if you have a group of schools which are teaching up to 10th class. Okay, all the schools in a district of a particular state up to 10th class. So that can also be a population. So population is not only limited to person. It can be certain thing. It can be certain organization. So, but it is a large group. Okay, and sample is a subset of population. You want to collect information from the population, but because of the constraint, time constraint, financial constraint, so you collect the information only from a smaller group, subset of population, is the sample. Now, population, for example, I said 10,000 students in a population. Out of 10,000, you are selecting only 500 students. So so there is one thing called element. Basic unit selected from the population, that is an element. Say, for example, I say 10,000 student, population is 10,000 student. So each student is an element. If you are selecting 500 colleges, so if the population is 500 college, so then each college is an element. Is it clear? Population, sample, and element. And then the fourth term is sampling. So sampling is the process of selecting the sample from the population. Okay. So how are you selecting? What is your method of selecting the? I mean, there are different ways by which you can select the sample. So sampling is the process of selecting the sample from the population. Okay. So these are certain terms related to sampling. And now let us come directly to various techniques of sampling. It will be very interesting for all of you. And let us learn something, how we actually sample, how we select a sample. So one of the technique is simple random sampling. So here, each element has an equal probability of getting into the sample. Okay, so suppose there is a population of 10,000. So each element in the population has equal probability of getting into the sample. Okay, so this is called simple random sampling. So just see this example. So population I am showing here. So this is the population, this star, triangle, circle. So I have to select, say, three items I have to select from this sample, and every element has a equal probability of getting selected. So one item I am selecting this one item I am selecting this, and one item I am selecting this. So these three items, they will constitute my sample. So randomly, I'm selecting any item. If I want to select the three item, I select the three item in the sample. If I want to select a five item, I select the five item. So, but in simple random sampling, every element has equal probability of getting selected. You can have this day-to-day example also. I mean, suppose you want your child. You want that your child should study in a convent school. So you go to a certain school, you register his name. So maybe if your child is, say, 3-year or 4-year old, then you take the child to some school, some convent school. Okay, but now see, nowadays the problem is that the number of seats in a particular school may be less, but the children who have registered, they may be more. So the seats may be only 100, but say 700 students have registered for this one. So the school authority is in a fix. So what to do? 100 students to be selected, but 700 have applied. So they go in, most of the schools, they go in for simple random sampling. So they just make the slips of all the eligible students who have registered, who have applied, and then they put their names in a box, and someone randomly comes out and takes out the slip, and that is how the students are selected. That is how the students are given admission. So this is called simple random sampling. Okay. Another type of sampling is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling. So here every ith item on a list is selected. Okay. So you so suppose you want to select 100 students. So maybe you select every suppose you want to out of 100 you want to select 10 students. So you say, I will select every 10th student, 20th, 30th, 40th. So like that. So this is systematic sampling, and you can start from any number. So for example, you want to select 10 students out of 100. So you can start with 4, then you go to 14, then you go to 24, then you go to 34. So every ith item on a list is selected. This is called systematic sampling. So just see this figure. So there are 10 graduates, and I want to have a sample of only. I want to use this systematic sampling. So okay. So what I decide is that I will be selecting every third student. I will be selecting. So I select student number 3. Then I go to student number 6, and then I go to student number 9. So these 3. So out of a group of 10, so I will be able to select only 3 students. So if so, every ith student is selected. If that is called systematic sampling. Okay. Then there is another method which we call as stratified sampling, where when the population is not homogeneous. So you divide the population into strata. Okay. So you divide the population into strata, and then you select the item from each strata. Okay. So that is stratified sampling. Just let me give you an example. For example, so this is a population. You can see on the left side there is a population, and suppose suppose these are the students from a polytechnic. Okay. So this is a population, and you want to select a sample. You want to select a sample out of these students from a polytechnic. So here, if you want to use this stratified sampling, you first make a strata of students. So let us decide that we are making 3 strata. So stratum 1 is the first year student, stratum 2 is the students who are studying in the second year, and stratum 3 is the students who are studying in the final year. So then, so first you prepare the stratum. Then you select some student from stratum 1, select some item from stratum 2, and select some item from stratum 3. Similarly, so this is the way you have this stratified sampling. Okay. Similarly, I mean, if you want to you want to collect a sample from a population, you can have a stratum. Stratum 1 is only male, senior male. Stratum 2, senior females, and this stratum 3, all the children can be put under stratum 3. Okay. So in this way, so this is stratified sampling. First of all, having some strata, okay, and based on some criteria, and then out of these stratum, from each stratum, you select the items. Okay. Then there is another method which we call as cluster sampling, where we divide the population into clusters, and then once entire population I am dividing into cluster, and then I select the cluster. So this is very important. Please try to understand it. So I divide the population into cluster. Then I have to select the cluster, and once I select the cluster, I will have to sample all the. I have to put all the units of that cluster in the sample. Just let me give you maybe this may not be that much clear, but just let me give you that example, and that will make you very clear. Okay, so this is cluster sampling. So suppose there are large number of apples. So I want to check the quality of apples, and so maybe large number. Okay, maybe thousands of apples are coming nowadays in the market, and someone will be checking the quality. So what here we are doing is we are putting the apples into a cluster. So A is one cluster, B is one cluster. So suppose there are around 24 apples in one cluster. Cluster A 24 apple, cluster B 24 apple, cluster C 24. Again cluster E, F, G, H. All these apples are in clusters. So when my friends, okay, so now the things will be very clear to you. So what is cluster sampling? So out of these 8 cluster, so every cluster is having 24 apples. Okay, so out of these cluster, I select say I select only 2. So they will go into my sample. Suppose I select C and then I select F. So these 2 clusters are going into my sample C and F. So once I select C, so all the 24 apples in cluster C, they will be going into the sample. Once I select the cluster F, all the apples in the cluster F, they will be part of the sample. So is it clear? Cluster sampling, that all my the entire population, I am putting them into clusters. So out of these cluster, I select 1, or I select 2, or I select 3. So suppose I select 2. Okay. So for example, as I told you, I am selecting C and F. So these are the 2 I have selected. Then once I select these 2 cluster, all the apples in this cluster C, all the apples in this cluster F, that will be part of my sample. Okay. Then another method is convenience sampling. So sometime you want to collect information from the people, they may not be easily available. Okay, it will be very difficult to go to the people and collect information. So in convenience sampling, what we do is we try to find the people who are easily available, who are easily approachable. And you will be able to find people who would like to volunteer. They would they would like to be part of your research. They are willingly, they are ready to participate in your research. So if you are able to get some people who are approachable and who volunteer to be part of your research study, and you have a sample from those volunteers, they become a sample of your study. So this is called convenience sampling. So just let me show you this one. So suppose I go to a group of people and I tell them that, okay, I am carrying out a research study, who is available, who will help me. And someone is raising the hand, 4 or 5 people, they are raising the hand. Sir, we are ready to be part of your study. They volunteer. They are ready to be part of my study. So this is convenience sampling. Okay, another type of sampling is quota sampling. Quota sampling. Quota sampling, again, very, very important. So in quota sampling, the researcher determines the major groups and number of people for each group. So sometimes you have it in your mind that I will collect a sample, but I will fix the number of people I have to take from a specific category. For example, this is very interesting example. For example, there are 700. Okay, instead of 700, let us say 100. So suppose there are 100 faculty members in an engineering college. Okay, and those 100, out of those 100, 70% are 70 are male and 30 are female. Okay, and I want to have a sample out of 100. I want to have a sample of 10. Okay, because 10, it will be difficult to get information from all the 100. So I have a sample of only 10. Now, out of 100, in the entire college, out of 100 people, 70 are male, 30 are female. So I decide, I as a researcher decide that my sample will also be have same type of proportion, that is 70% male and 30% female. But my sample size is 10. Total my sample size is 10. So out of 10, out of 10, then my out of 10, 10 faculty member which I will be selecting, 7 will be male and 3 will be female. So the proportion of male and female which I am keeping in the sample is same which is there in the population. The population also the composition is 70:30, and in my sample also I am keeping that same ratio, 70:30. This is called quota sampling. And then, my friends, I come to another very interesting type of sampling, purposive sampling. Okay, purposive sampling. So suppose here I want to involve some individuals in my study, and I have certain characteristics of those individuals in my mind. Okay, I want to involve certain students. I want to collect information from some students, but there are certain conditions. For example, these people must be from some engineering college. They must be studying in the final year. So this is my first condition: final year of a degree program they will be studying. And because they are in final year, that means that they have cleared third year. So they must have a minimum CGPA of 77.5 by the end of third year. So this is my another condition. And students from must be from civil engineering discipline. This is my third condition. So this is the purpose. So this is a purposive sampling, that I as a researcher have these three criteria in my mind, that the students which I will be considering for my sample, that they must be in final year, minimum CGPA 7.5, and from civil engineering discipline. So now once this criteria is there, now I go to various engineering colleges and find out students who are final year, civil engineering department, minimum CGPA 7.5. They become part of my sample. So this is purposive sampling. And then the last one is snowball sampling. Another very important type of sampling. This sample is viewed as a snowball. See what is the characteristic of a snowball? That when snowball is rolling down a hill, it is getting bigger and bigger because it is collecting that snow while it is moving. So it is a snowball. Sampling. Researcher, as a researcher, if I am doing the research, so I identify one or two participants who will be my part of my sample, and they are willing to be part of my study. They fulfill my criteria. So I identify a few people who will give me the information. Then I ask these people that if you can identify some more people, so they will help me to identify some more people. So if that is the situation, that is called snowball sampling. Just let me show you a figure. I hope it is clear. So this is the researcher. I am the researcher. Okay. I want to carry out a research study, and I'm using this snowball sampling method. So I identify two people, two persons. One is this one. This is one person. This person will be a part of my sample, and this person will also be part of my sample. So initially, when I have started the study, I identify two people. Okay, that I will collect information from you, and I will collect information from this person. Then after some time, I ask this person that can you identify some more people with same characteristic who can also be part of the study. So this person is ready to help. So he has got certain friends or certain relatives. So one person, he has identified this person. One person, this is one person he has identified. This person he has identified. Similarly, I asked this person, can you identify some more people? So he is able to identify 3 people. So now after some time, instead of 2 people, I am having 8 people who are there to help me, who become part of my sample. So this is called snowball sampling. I hope it is clear to all of you. So this was sampling, my friends. Now I go to scales, different types of scale. What is the meaning of scale? As I told you at the right of the session, that you have to, you need to, I mean, the one very important aspect of research is that you are manipulating one variable, and you are then it has an effect on another variable. So, and you have to measure that variable. Let me repeat that again. I was taking that example that you yesterday I was taking the example that if my research is to see the effect of amount of water on the plant growth. So you change the amount of water, and then you see what is the plant growth. So plant growth, how you will measure the plant growth? What is the method of measuring the plant growth? So you will say, sir, the size of the plant has increased, but how much it has increased? It has increased in a small amount, medium amount, large amount. It has expanded. So you have to. So there must be a certain scale for measurement. There must be certain scale to check the level of measurement. So this is what we mean by scale. Okay, is it clear? To check to measure the variable, for example, to measure the performance of the student, to measure the growth of a plant, to measure the growth of an institute. So there are so many things that you can measure. There are 4 types of scales that we are using to measure the levels. So these scales are, one is called the nominal scale. The second scale is called ordinal scale. The third is called interval scale. Just let me correct it. It is interval scale. And the fourth one is ratio scale. So these are the scale: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio scale. Okay, so let us see. So I will just give you very simple example so that it is clear to you. So what is the nominal scale? Okay, see, nominal scale is you have got certain data, you have got certain people, say for example, certain players. So it is only, you are just in nominal, when you are selecting the nominal scale, you are just categorizing the data. Okay, you are so there are for example, there are 10 players. So you want to identify who is this player, who is this player. So you are just categorizing this data. You are assigning certain symbol. For example, in this figure, so there's one player with the jersey number 3, another player with jersey number 10, jersey number 5, number 9. So as such, they do not have any meaning. So it is just to keep track of the people. You are assigning certain symbol or a certain label. Similarly, so just categorizing the data. So if that is the purpose, so then you use the nominal size, nominal scale. Can you give me any other example of nominal scale? I just gave you one example. Any other example? I'm going to the participants. Any other example of nominal scale? Anyone? You can go to the message box. I'm just writing this question. Or you can directly unmute also. What is nominal scale? Nominal scale is I'm just giving certain symbol, certain label to the items. For example, as I told you, that there are players. So I'm giving certain jersey number 5, jersey number 9. So yeah, Poonam, very good.
So
Gender.
can it be the students, class students, according to the roll numbers?
Perfect, Shrutika. Very much. I'm very happy that roll number. Yeah, randomly you are giving certain roll number. Roll number 1, roll number 2. Roll number 1 does not mean that he is better than roll number 2 or 3. Randomly, I'm giving any roll number 127, roll number 200, 212, roll number 87, any number I am giving, so that is a nominal scale. Okay, gender also, male, female. Okay, so that also, even phone number, you are being allotted some phone number, so that is being, I mean, otherwise it has no meaning. Just to identify, keep a track of these numbers. Aadhaar number, you are getting Aadhaar number, PAN number. Yeah, perfectly all right. Dilip, very good. PAN number, Aadhaar number. So all these things are they are nominal. Very good. Okay. Then we go to the next scale. It is called ordinal scale. Okay. Now this is very interesting. Please try to understand this one. What is ordinal scale? So ordinal scale is category. Oh, of course, we are categorizing the people, but at the same time, we are ranking the people. We are ranking, and as well as we are categorizing. In nominal, we were only categorizing, whereas in ordinal, we are categorizing as well as ranking. For example, there is a race going on. So at the end of the race, someone is winning the race. So I say this person is the winner. He's the rank number one. Then there's another person. He is the rank number two, and then there's another person getting the third prize, rank number three. Okay, so that is generally most of the time we are doing like this one. Rank number one, rank number two, rank number three. So this is how we have categorized: rank number one, rank number two, rank number three. And so these are the winner. So category is that the first three are the winner, others are not the winner. So we have categorized, we have ranked, but intervals are not equal. You cannot say that rank number one is how much time, rank number, difference between rank one and two and the difference between rank number two and three, it is not equal. Is it clear? So here the interval is not equal. Interval means the difference between 1 and 2 and difference between 2 and 3. That is not equal. But there is one person who is at rank number 1, another person rank number 2, another person rank number 3. So let me repeat. In ordinal scale, we are categorizing the data, we are ranking the data, but the interval is not equal. So like for example, this race winner. Similarly, movie rating. You are also rating the movie online. Online movies. Sometimes you are asked. You have seen certain movies, around 10 movies, 12 movies you have seen. So you are being asked which is the movie which you prefer, which is according to which is the movie number 1, movie number 2, 3. So you are ranking, but the interval is not equal. But interval between them, that doesn't mean difference between 1 and 2 and interval between 2 and 3, interval between 3 and 4, they are not equal. Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Ordinal. So in ordinal, we are only we are categorizing as well as ranking, but interval is not equal. So that is ordinal scale. Then I go to another very interesting scale that is called interval scale. Interval scale. Now here we are categorizing the data, we are ranking the data, and even interval is also equal between them. But there is no absolute zero. So this is very interesting example. For example, you are measuring the temperature. Okay. Now this is very very important thing which I am telling you. You are taking let us take Fahrenheit scale. Our body temperature, you already know, 98.4, or in Celsius scale, 36 is the temperature. Okay. Now, my friends, when you are taking this interval scale, when you are taking this interval scale, you see the Fahrenheit temperature. Well, we are taking some reference. Okay, that for example, at the Celsius scale, I am taking 0 degree, where your water will freeze. Okay, and then there is another point 100 where water is boiling. But at this 0 degree Celsius, I cannot say that temperature, otherwise, because I have selected a scale where this is the zero, but this is not absolute zero. This should be very, very clear. This should be very, very clear that this zero is not absolute zero. This is only a reference zero because you can say that pure water is freezing. But here, it is not that there is no molecular activity, there is no heat. It is not like that one. Okay. So in interval scale, there is categorization, there is a ranking. Say a temperature of 34 is more than a temperature of 30. A temperature of 34 is more than a temperature of 20. Yeah, friends. So when you are taking this interval scale, okay. So here in interval scale, you are categorizing, you are ranking, and the interval is also evenly spaced. I mean, 34 degrees Celsius minus 32, 34 minus 32 is equal to 2. 28 minus 26 is equal to 2. 32 minus 30 is equal to 2. So they all of them are equally spaced. There is no problem. But my friend, there is no absolute zero. Okay. So this is, so what is the meaning of this one? That suppose, okay, suppose let me take something that again, I am taking this Celsius scale. Suppose there is a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Now, this is very, very important. Please try to understand this one. There is a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, and there is a temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. Because my zero is not absolute zero, I'm talking about Celsius scale. So let me repeat. My temperature is, I am comparing 30 degrees Celsius with 10 degrees Celsius. My zero is not absolute zero. So I cannot say that 30 degrees Celsius is 3 times more warm than 10. That this is absolute, it does not mean anything. 30 degree, we cannot say it is the 3 times more warm than 10 degrees Celsius, because my zero is not absolute zero. It is only a reference point. Okay. So because that at 0 degrees Celsius, there is still certain molecular motion. There is still certain molecular activity. There is still certain energy. So that is why this is called interval, the interval scale. That intervals are evenly spaced, ranking is there, categorization is there, but there is no absolute zero. So this is very, very important. So ratio will not have any meaning. Okay. So again, as I was telling you, you cannot say that 30 is 3 times hotter. 30 degrees Celsius is 3 times hotter than 10 degrees Celsius. This thing you cannot say. This does not have any meaning. So this is interval scale. Similarly, you can think of calendar date. Calendar is there is always a date number. See January, see October 1, October 2, October 3, October 7, October 10. Have you got any date? Date 0? There is no date 0. So again, that is the interval scale. When you are not having any zero, okay. So that is interval scale. Similarly, my friend, IQ. If you want to check the IQ of a person, if one person IQ is 20, one person IQ is 10, so you cannot say that IQ of 20 is twice of IQ 10, because there is no absolute zero. There is no person whose IQ is zero. Okay, so in situation in interval scale, if so there is no absolute zero, only some reference we are taking, and but the spacing is even, they are evenly spaced. Okay, so this is interval scale. And then my friends, I come to the ratio scale. This is categorized, it is ranked, it is evenly spaced, and it has also got a ratio. It has got a true zero. It has got a true zero. If a scale, it has got a true zero, and it is ranked, it is evenly spaced, it is categorized. We call it as a ratio scale. For example, you want to weight of a person, weight of an object. So you can say 10 gram, 1 kg, 100 gram, and then you can also go to zero. Okay, zero, no weight. This thing has got no weight. Okay. Similarly, salary. See, for example, you are talking about salary. You are getting 1 lakh rupees. You are getting 50,000. You are getting 10,000, and then there is a person who is getting no salary. Okay. So this is called ratio scale. It has got a true zero. There is a true zero. So that scale. So weight and even length also. When there is no length is there, zero value if of length. So weight, length, salary, area, volume, all these things they come under ratio scale. Okay. And then, my friends, I come to the last aspect. What is scaling? Scaling is an extension of measurement. We were measuring by using the scale. But if I am having a continuum on which I have to measure the objects, so that is called scaling. In scaling, we are describing the procedure. I want to get the opinion. I want to get the attitude of some people. I want to know about what they think about a certain thing, and I want them to assign certain number corresponding to their opinion, corresponding to their attitude. They value something. They do not value something else. So I want them to assign a number corresponding to their opinion, corresponding to the value they attach to certain thing. So that is called scaling. Okay, you will get more clarity once I show you the scaling. So there are 3 to 4 scales I am showing you. Continuous rating scale, Likert scale. The most interesting and the most popular scale is Likert scale, semantic differential scale, and staple scale. So these are the 4 scale. Quickly, within 8 to 10 minutes, I will be showing all the 4 scales. So suppose, this is very interesting example which I am showing you. I want to know, so this is continuous scale which I am showing you. So I want to get the feedback of people who are visiting a restaurant, and I want to know what is the quality of food. Do they like the food or not? Also, the restaurant manager wants to know whether the food is good or not good. So this is the scale. So this is the scaling. So which we are calling as continuous rating. So on one side I am writing best food, another side I am writing worst food, and then there is a line. A line has been drawn. Can you see this line is there? So on one side best, another side worst, and this line is there. And we are asking the customer to just put a dot or put a tick on the line. At any place you want to put the dot tick, you can put it. If you want to put here, so that means food is best. If you want the put on the worst, you are putting the tick here. That means, but all the time it is not best or worst. Sometimes it is in between. So depending on whether your preference is towards whether it is a good food or very good or best, so you are ticking somewhere here, and if the food quality is not good, you are ticking somewhere here. So it is up to you where you want to tick. Okay. Sometime I am also having a certain giving a certain idea, putting certain marks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So the person can also tick at this place. For example, you prefer fast food or not? Okay, this is the second scale which I am showing you down here. So I want to check the preference of students to whether they prefer fast food or not. So on one side I'm writing least preferred. On another side I am writing most preferred. And in between also I am putting certain mark 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they like the food, they will be putting the option. They will be ticking either at 5 or 6 or 7 or in between, anywhere they can tick. And if they do not prefer the food, then they will be ticking somewhere between 1 and 4. So there is a continuity in the scale. I'm not asking them to tick at one particular point. They can tick at any point on the line. Any point on the line, they can tick. So this scale is called continuous rating. Is it clear? I just want to know from the participant, is it clear? Continuous rating? Anyone? Shrutika, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Continuous rating?
Yes, sir.
ओके, इसे ग्राफिक रेटिंग भी कहते हैं, ग्राफिक रेटिंग और कंटिन्यूस रेटिंग. तो ये कॉन्टिन्यूम है. आई हैव एस्टेब्लिश्ड ए कॉन्टिन्यूम, है ना. अदरवाइज तो कई बार ऐसे भी सम टाइम वी आर आस्किंग गुड, वेरी गुड, है ना, एंड नॉट गुड, but there the points are fixed, but here I am not fixing the point. Only I am giving the extreme, best and worst, and in between you can the respondent can tick anywhere. Okay, so if that is the case, I have established a continuum, so this is called continuous rating. Okay, okay, so then I go to the next one. This is the please try to understand this one. This is the most popular and most interesting scale, Likert scale, and it is used to study attitude. If you want to study the attitude of some persons, you want to study the perception. What is my perception towards cleanliness? What is my perception towards safety? So if this is my research study, so I will use the Likert scale in my questionnaire. Okay, so it comprises of certain statements which will tell you whether your attitude toward that is favorable or not. It is on a 5-point, and so respondents are given certain statements and they have to express their agreement or disagreement. So this is a Likert scale. It was developed by Likert, so that is why it was developed by researcher Likert, so that is why it is called a Likert scale. So mainly focusing on the attitude. So just let me show you this one, and then the things will be very clear. So here I am asking, so these things are generally fixed, mainly on 5-point scale. I told you 5-point scale. You can also have 7-point scale, but most of the time we are using 5-point scale. Either you agree with a statement, or you strongly agree with a statement, or you disagree with a statement, you strongly disagree with a statement, or you are neutral. You neither agree, or you do not neither agree nor disagree. So these are the points on the scale: strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. Now, just show me. Let me show you an example. Okay, I want to know the image of a company. Okay, I want to know from the people, from common public. I want to know the image of a company, and or I want to know from the employees the image of a company. And these are the 5 statements are giving. The company makes quality products. It is a leader. It does not care about public. The company leads to R&D. It's invest in R&D to improve the product. It does not care about the community. So these are the 5 statements. You can have 10 statement. You can have 8 statement. And this is my friend. This is the Likert scale. I showed you: strongly disagree, disagree, neither agree, neutral, agree, strongly agree. So this statement, I'm getting the I want the people to respond. So someone is have ticked here. The second statement, someone has ticked here. Third statement, someone has ticked here. Fourth statement, someone ticked here. Fifth statement, the person has ticked here. So I combine all these things, and then I can know what is the opinion of that person about the image of that company. So this is the Likert scale. So again, now I think things are clear. So I am giving certain statements about the image of a company, or I want to check the characteristic of something. So I make certain statement, and I get the feedback of the people on these 5 points: strongly disagree, whether you disagree, or you agree, or you neither agree nor disagree. So on these 5 points, I am getting your feedback. And after that, I combine all these things. So this is Likert scale. Is it clear? Any question from Likert scale? and I will, otherwise I have just give another 5 to 7 minutes before we finish. Any question on Likert scale? Is it clear? I want
Yes,
that
sir, it is clear, sir.
all the participants should be clear about the Likert scale. Most of the time, we are having this 5 points: strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, strongly agree. This number of statement you can change. You can have 5 statement, 10 statement, 20 statement, 4 statement, 2 statement. That depends on you. On every statement, you are getting the feedback of the respondent, and after that, you combine all these things, and you can know the image of a company, or you want to know the attitude, or you want to check how do the people value certain thing. So for this, Likert scale is used. Okay, then another scale is we called as semantic differential scale. It was developed by Osgood, Suchi, Tenenbaum, and again this is used to check the service given by a company, the brand image of a company, and you can compare these things. So for this one also semantic differential is used, and here I'm using a 7 point scale, and a respondent has to rate each attitude. Again, let me show you this one. Otherwise, things will become much more clear. So this is my semantic differential. So here, instead of statement in a Likert scale, I was using the statement. I had made certain statement, and I wanted feedback on this one. Here I am having these bipolar labels. See, someone is bad. Some person, I want to know about the personality of a person, the characteristic of a person. So I say I want to know whether that person is bad or good, whether that person is cruel or kind, unfair or fair, foolish, wise, dirty, clean. Okay. So you want to check the personality of the person. Okay. So you can use this semantic differential. You have these bipolar adjectives. You have these bipolar labels. You can have any number of bipolar labels. And then this is 7 point scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for bipolar labels, you are having these 7 point, and from these 7 point, you have to tick or cross at any point. So, for example, the some respondent thinks, suppose I want to know the personality. You want to check the get a feedback about person A. So some respondent is crossing here. Okay, so according to him, person A is good. Then another criteria is whether the person is cruel and kind. The feedback being given is here. So the person is kind, slightly pleasant person, quite fair, clean, positive, and very wise. Okay, so from this one again you can combine these things, and you can overall you can find out the personality of a person. Okay. So in this way, my friend, so it is but main thing is it is a 7 point scale, and it is having bipolar or bipolar adjectives or bipolar labels when we are making this scale. You can have your own labels, bipolar adjectives. You can you can make your own semantic differential, but you have to use certain adjectives, which are quite opposite to each other. So identify certain objectives, and you can make this semantic differential. In Likert scale, we were using statement. In semantic, we are using in semantic we are using bipolar adjectives. Okay, and then my friends, I come to the last scale, Staple scale. It is used to measure the direction and intensity of an attitude. Again, we are having 10 category scale. Or 10 point scale, moving from -5 to +5, and no zero is there. Zero is not there, and the respondent has to rank to give the feedback on -5 to +5. And generally, most of the time, this Staple scale is prepared vertically. Just let me show you a very interesting example. Suppose you go to restaurant, you go to hotels, and someone is asking you to give a feedback on about the food quality. There can be various parameter. So the food is good or not good. The service may be good or not good. Okay, the cleanliness is good or not good. The environment may be proper, appropriate or not appropriate. The quality of food is good, but it is costly or not costly, economical, not economical. So here is so this is one scale: food quality, -5 to +5, but no 0. Service quality, -5 to +5, no 0. And similarly, you can have some other parameter also. For example, I was saying environment is good or not, good place to sit, clean, neat and clean environment. Again, you can go from -5 to +5. And then the respondent has to put certain mark here, somewhere here, from -5 to +5. For example, someone has put at -4, so someone has selected -4 as far as food quality is concerned. Similarly, what is the service? Service means how quickly you are getting the food. You order a food, and within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, you are getting the food. Okay, so service quality, how quickly the people are responding to you. So someone has given this respond +2 has been given. So in this way, you are getting this feedback, and then after that, once you collect this feedback, you can compile it, and then you can say that this is the performance of of a restaurant as far as the food is concerned. So this is a Staple scale. So, my friends, in this session, we discussed about scales, we discussed about scaling, we discussed about step sampling. One more slide. So these are the online references. If you are getting interested, these are the online references: scales of measurement, scaling techniques. So on InfluBNet, a lot of information is there. You can refer to this one. One more thing I would like to show you, because there was one question, and the expert also told me to share this information. So there was one question on what should be the sample size. I think there was this question was from one of the nodal center, and the expert also sent me certain information. So this is the formula you can use to find out the sample size. So there are just I will spend a couple of minutes. It depends whether your population is infinite or there is finite population. So if the population is infinite, you will use this formula given at the top, that sample size is equal to z square multiplied by p multiplied by 1 minus p divided by c square. Z value is your confidence level. Confidence level means that if you are 95% confident, okay, that whatever that if you perform a experiment, if someone is performing later that experiment, out of 100 times, 95% of the time that experiment will be correct. So that is confidence level. 95% confidence level. You can have 90% confidence level. You can have 99% confidence level. So the more confidence level, if you want to have higher confidence level, then your sample size will definitely increase. So Z value corresponding to the confidence level, that is Z. P is your percentage. Okay, so P is percentage, picking a choice or a response. So P, and C is your confidence interval. Okay, again, so this is a margin of error. You want to have a ±5% margin of error, and when you will be using it in the formula, it will be decimal, expressed as a decimal, so you will be using 0.05. So my friend, when your population is infinite, then you are using this formula z square multiplied by 5. Just give me 1 minute. Z square multiplied by p multiplied by 1 minus p divided by c square. So c is your confidence interval. Most of the time you are using 5%, plus minus 5%. but because it is used in decimal, so you'll be using in the formula, you'll be using it at 0.05. So first, my friend, if the population is infinite, you use the formula at the top. But if your population is finite, for example, you want to collect information from your population is the number of colleges in the state of Haryana or in the state of Maharashtra. So in Maharashtra, in Haryana, for example, number of colleges are say 500. So finite population. Number of schools in a particular state. So maybe say 1,000 schools. So that is a finite population. So if you want to find the sample size for a finite population, then this is the formula. First, you find this for a sample size for infinite population. So you have found out the SS. Then you put here SS divided by 1 plus SS minus 1 divided by population. So from here, so if there is a finite population, there is a fixed population. So then you will be able to find the sample size by using this formula. So let me repeat. If there is infinite population, you are using this formula. But you have to find the Z value corresponding to the confidence level. You have to use the Z table. So that we will also train you how to use the Z table when we work on statistic. So once you have found out the sample size for infinite population, you can go to find the sample size for finite population. To find a finite sample size for finite population, this is the formula: SS divided by 1 plus SS minus 1 divided by population. So my friend, this is all what I wanted to share with you